this. These are incredible. Let's dance through. Think about what the artwork says to you, as well as what it says to the artist for the next level of configuration around the artistic as it grows with each new discussion. There's a lot of talent in Uxbridge, and it is my home community too, so I like to be a part of this. Lucky me. Textures. Look at that. There's such an amazing array. Don't you feel like you could just jump on that horse's back and go for a ride? This looks so real. There's the realism, the modernism, the portraits, the landscapes. Wow. This is indeed a portal for an adventure in thinking and feeling. Here we come to the more abstract. Look at that. I'm sure you love the titles, but this is just a quick walkthrough, so I'll let you imagine that. And you can know more, and I'll give you a second. This is just an overall, all-encompassing view of some of the artwork of the artists from Uxbridge community, visiting here in Aurora Cultural Center. Wow. Yay! Woohoo! Wow! Hey, here I am at Pros in the Park, and I met this lady here who's going to talk to you a little bit about her books. Go ahead.
Well, this is Jenny Sky. It's a book of poetry I wrote, and another book, the other book here is about saving the rainforest in British Columbia.
Lovely.
I contributed some tree poems.
Good.
And I did a picture of my sister, photocopied it. It was on the cover of Jenny Sky, as you can see.
Right.
And the sun at 128, I wrote out in calligraphy, and I made photocopies of it.
Right, and this is going towards the forest, you were saying.
Yes, a tree is my friend.
Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that.
Thanks, Jerry. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to be reading from Cycling to Asylum. It's the story of activists who have to flee. It's in the near future in New York, kind of a dystopian situation there. and they cross the border by bicycle into Quebec and ask for refugee status there, bringing their 2 young children. The story, so it's kind of plays with dystopian and utopian themes. The dystopian part is in New York, where I'm actually from. The story is told from the perspectives of the 4 main characters. And I'm going to be reading from the first half of the book that takes place in New York. And the character I'm going to be reading from his perspective is Lake, who's he's a history teacher at an alternative high school. And he also has kind of a little bit of a sketchy, radical past. He was off the grid, and so he's trying to just keep very quiet from the government, but he's recently learned that they may have found him, and he's very nervous and upset, and he also just had an argument with his partner Jamie. So I'm going to be reading at that point in the story where he's going to a demonstration, which he has learned is going to be very violent, and he's trying to warn his friends. In the park. Hello? Is off? Hello? There we go. Sorry. Okay. In the park, it's the usual multi-issue circus. I study a spinning holomap of the world, showing countries occupied by U.S. troops or corporate security forces. A dove animation is flying to each place and making the troops disappear to scenes of cheering crowds. Right next to the group with the holo are 2 middle-aged women carrying a cloth banner with a simple handwritten phrase, "Delete invasive technologies." I zigzag around them to join a contingent in body paint playing a game of leapfrog. Each time they leap, they shout a different phrase. Jump over racism, leap over xenophobia, fly over genderism. I join them for a while, but my eye is drawn to a large photo board flashing a series of still photos. They're of people being tortured, with captions indicating where the photos were taken. I recognize the names of some of the more well-known terrorist prisons and of local immigration detention centers. The captions explain the type of torture being used. My eyes glide over this. I don't need explanations. But it's hard to look away from the photos themselves. The crowd is growing, making movement difficult. I push into the center, losing myself in this chanting, swaying, jostling mass. This usually energizes me, but today it has the opposite effect. I feel lost, oppressed, shaky, like I'm a marionette standing in the middle of some lifeless show, going through the motions of hope when hope is already dead. A wave of fatigue hits me, and I think about sitting down in the middle of all this, maybe sleeping, to wake up someplace where the slogans have come to life, or brought our society back to life, or maybe not wake up.
Kifa haluk. That's in Arabic how you say hello. Nice to meet you.